Have you ever felt a pull towards a man you couldn't quite explain? Not the safe, predictable choice your mind tells you that you should want, but the one who resonates with a deeper, more ancient part of your soul. Our world tells you to seek comfort, to find shelter in the predictable, but there is a part of you, a deep inner knowing, that doesn't seek comfort. It seeks truth. It seeks wholeness. This attraction is not a flaw, nor is it a desire for danger. It is a profound recognition of a forgotten energy, a force that our modern world has tried to tame, to domesticate, to label as monstrous or toxic. But this force is not the monster of chaos. It is the beast of integrated power. It is the untamed wilderness of a man's spirit, not running wild, but cultivated into a sacred garden of immense strength. It is the presence of a man who has journeyed into the dark forests of his own being and returned, not scarred, but whole. Today, we will not talk about surface level traits. We will go deeper. We will map the 8 sacred territories of this man's inner world. This is your guide to understanding that magnetic pull you feel. A pull not toward a monster, but toward a man who has become a master of his own nature. A man who has learned to be Temi Est. Before we begin this journey, let us create a community of shared intention. This is more than just a video. It's a space for recognition. I invite you to declare your own intention for this profound understanding. In the comments below, simply write POBR ein Patiency. By writing these 3 words, you are not just typing on a screen. You are planting a seed in the garden of your own awareness. You are declaring that you are ready to see beyond the surface, to recognize this profound energy in others, and ultimately, to cultivate it within yourself. Type POBR ein Patiency and join a community that is awakening to a deeper truth. And if this is the journey you wish to be on, if these are the conversations you wish to be a part of, then take a moment now to subscribe to this channel. This is our shared space for this exploration. By joining us, you are making a commitment to understanding the deepest currents of human connection. Now, let our journey into the wild heart of presence begin. The first domain, unshakable presence. We begin with the most subtle, yet the most commanding of all energies, his unshakable presence. Think of the last conversation you had where you felt completely, utterly heard. In a world of flickering screens and fractured attention, where everyone is everywhere and nowhere all at once, this man is an anchor in the storm of modern distraction. When he is with you, he is with you. His gaze does not drift over your shoulder to see who else is in the room. His mind is not lost in yesterday's troubles or tomorrow's plans. It feels as if time itself bends around him, slowing down, allowing your words, your very being, to land in a space of deep, quiet stillness. You are not just being listened to, you are being felt. You are being seen. This feeling is so rare it can be startling. From a place of deep awareness, we understand that true power is not found in constant motion, but in profound stillness. A great mountain is not defined by the clouds that race past its peak, but by its immovable, silent sovereignty. This man has rooted his consciousness in the soil of the present moment. He does not flee from the discomfort of the now by escaping into thought. This rootedness creates a powerful field around him, a sanctuary of calm that allows you to exhale, to put down your own armor, and to simply be. He has mastered the inner world so thoroughly that the outer world cannot easily pull him away. His stillness is a gift, and his presence becomes a space where you feel not only safe, but profoundly alive. The second domain, purposeful intensity. Next, we journey into the territory of his purposeful intensity. This is the untamed fire of the beast, not burning uncontrollably, but channeled like a powerful river between the banks of a clear and driving purpose. You have felt this energy before. It is the man whose work is not merely a job, but a mission. It is the artist who loses himself in his craft, the leader who speaks with a conviction that moves mountains. His intensity is not the chaotic, explosive anger of a man who is a slave to his emotions. No, this is different. It is a focused, electric current that flows from him when he is engaged in what he was born to do. When he is in this state, There is an intensity in his eyes, a precision in his actions that is deeply compelling. It feels as though he is wrestling with gods and winning. The laws of nature itself reveal that energy without direction is merely chaos. A wildfire burns everything in its path, but a controlled burn can bring new life to a forest. This man has taken his primal, fiery energy, his ambition, his drive, his aggression, and has given it a sacred task. His purpose acts as a container, transforming potentially destructive force into creative power. This is why you feel no fear in the presence of his intensity. You recognize instinctively that this fire is not aimed at you, but at the obstacles between him and his vision. In fact, you feel inspired by it. His purpose-driven energy makes you feel that you are in the presence of someone who doesn't just live life, but shapes it. His intensity is not a threat, it is a promise of what is possible when a man aligns his soul with a star he is determined to reach. The third domain, fearless authenticity. Now we enter a domain that our modern world finds both terrifying and irresistible: his fearless authenticity. This is the man who moves through the world without apology for who he is. He is not performing for an audience. He is not sanding down his rough edges to be more palatable, more liked, more socially acceptable. He speaks his truth, not with aggression, but with a simple, grounded clarity. You see this in the way he dresses, the way he laughs, the passions he pursues, regardless of whether they are popular or understood. In a meeting, he may be the one who voices the uncomfortable question everyone is thinking, but is too afraid to ask. In a social gathering, he doesn't chase conversations or flatter others for approval. He is self-contained, a sovereign nation of one. His validation comes from an internal source, and this independence is powerfully magnetic. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the tree that tries to grow in the image of another will never find its own strength. This man has stopped comparing. He has stopped trying to fit in. He has accepted his own nature, with its light and its shadow, and has decided to honor it completely. This willingness to stand alone, to be judged and not be broken by it, is the very essence of courage. When you are with him, you feel a permission you rarely feel elsewhere, the permission to be yourself. His authenticity is a quiet invitation to your own. You feel that you can put down the masks you wear for the world, because he is wearing none. His fearlessness in being himself makes you feel profoundly safe to be you. The fourth domain, protective strength. Here, we explore a deeply primal and often misunderstood domain: his protective strength. This is not the aggression of a bully who seeks to dominate. It is the calm, watchful energy of the guardian, the shepherd, the mountain that shelters the valley below. You feel this not when he is loud, but when he is quiet. It is in the subtle ways he positions himself between you and a potential threat in a crowded room. It is in the unwavering way he defends someone who is being treated unjustly, even at a cost to himself. It's a strength that does not need to be announced. It is simply felt as a silent perimeter of safety. When you are in his presence, a primal part of your being relaxes. That vigilant corner of your mind that is always scanning for danger, that is always prepared to defend itself, is able to stand down. His strength is not for show. It is a functional, living force that he wields with consciousness and care. As the laws of nature show us, true strength is not about the capacity to inflict harm, but the wisdom to prevent it. A storm can tear down a forest, but the deep-rooted oak provides shelter for all the life beneath it. This man has integrated his primal, beast-like power, the capacity for aggression and force, and placed it in service of a higher value, the protection of what he holds sacred. This includes his principles, his loved ones, and his own integrity. You are not attracted to his capacity for violence. You are drawn to the profound peace that comes from knowing that this immense power is on your side. It is the feeling of being protected not by a cage, but by a conscious, living shield. The fifth domain, sovereign mind. We now arrive at a place of deep inner solitude and power, his sovereign mind. This man is a king in his own mental kingdom. He is not swayed by the shifting tides of public opinion, the hysteria of the crowd, or the dogmas of the day. He thinks for himself. He forms his own conclusions, slowly, deliberately, drawing from his own experiences and inner compass. You can bring him a popular idea, a trending outrage, or a universal truth that everyone else has accepted, and he will receive it with a calm, discerning neutrality. He will listen, he will contemplate, but he will not be swept away. His mind is not an open port for any ship to dock. It is a fortress, and he is the one who controls the gates. This can be intimidating to some, but to a discerning soul, it is a profound relief. You know you are not dealing with a man who is echoing the thoughts of others, but with an original source. You feel you can trust his word, because you know it has been forged in the fires of his own independent contemplation, not simply borrowed for social convenience. A deep spiritual truth reminds us that to know the world, one must first know oneself. This man has spent significant time in the quiet wilderness of his own mind. He has faced his own biases, questioned his own assumptions, and wrestled with his own demons. This internal work has given him an unshakable intellectual and spiritual foundation. He is anchored in a reality that is his own. Being with him feels like standing on solid ground after being tossed on a tumultuous sea. His mental sovereignty gives the world a sense of order, stability, and deep, resonant truth. The sixth domain, hidden depths. Let us now dive into the mysterious, magnetic waters of his hidden depths. This is the part of him that you can feel, but never fully see. Our culture celebrates the man who is an open book, who shares everything, who lives his life entirely on the surface. But this man has vast, uncharted territories within him. He has an inner world that is rich, complex, and fiercely private. It is not that he is being intentionally secretive or evasive. It is simply that his inner life is for him. You sense it in his silence, which is never empty, but full of thought. You see it in his eyes, which sometimes seem to be looking at something far beyond the present moment. You feel it when a surprisingly profound insight or a piece of obscure knowledge emerges from him, revealing a glimpse of the vast library he carries within. This quality is compelling because it generates a deep and lasting curiosity. He is not a puzzle to be solved, but a world to be explored, and he only grants access to those who have earned his deepest trust. Ancient wisdom often speaks of the power of the unseen. The roots of the mightiest tree are hidden deep within the earth. The power of the ocean is not in the waves on its surface, but in its vast, silent depths. This man's soul has these same hidden roots, this same profound depth. He is not withholding himself from you. Rather, his character is so substantial that it cannot all be brought to the surface at once. Being with him creates a feeling of endless discovery. You sense that even after a lifetime, there would still be new rooms to enter, new wisdom to uncover in the quiet, magnificent mansion of his inner world. The seventh domain, the embrace of the wild. Here we stand at the edge of the known world and peer into his most primal domain, his embrace of the wild. This is his profound comfort with chaos, with the unknown, with the very unpredictability of life itself. While many seek to build walls against uncertainty, to control every variable and plan every step, this man has a different relationship with life. He sees it not as a problem to be solved, but as an adventure to be lived. You can see this when plans fall apart, while others become anxious and frustrated. A calm readiness comes over him. It's a look in his eyes that says, "All right, now it's interesting." He knows how to improvise, how to adapt, how to find the opportunity within the chaos. He is not reckless, but he is fundamentally unterrified by life's raw, untamed nature. It is because he has confronted and integrated the wildness within himself. The very fabric of the universe is change, chaos, and creation. A sailor cannot control the wind, but he can learn to master his sails. In the same way, this man has stopped trying to control life. He has instead chosen to learn how to dance with it. He has made peace with his own primal instincts, the beast within, and so he is not afraid of the primal nature of the world. K2, 20 when, this gives him a profound resilience and a joyful fearlessness that is incredibly attractive. Being with him feels like the ultimate adventure. You feel that with him by your side, you could navigate any storm, explore any wilderness, and face any unknown, not just to survive it, but to find the profound beauty hidden within it. The eighth domain, the power of stillness. Finally, we arrive at the source from which all the other domains draw their strength, the power of stillness. In a world that equates noise with importance and action with progress, this man's greatest power lies in his silence. It is a generative, powerful stillness, not an empty absence. You've experienced this when he doesn't rush to fill a conversational pause. He allows the space to simply be, and in that space, a deeper truth often emerges. You see it when he is faced with a crisis. He doesn't react instantly. He creates a moment of stillness, a pocket of silence, and from that stillness, his actions emerge with a stunning, surgical precision and wisdom. His silence is where he connects with the very essence of being. As the ancient Zen masters taught, in the quiet heart of the void, all things are born. Therefore, it is from this space of inner silence that his unshakable presence, his purposeful intensity, and his sovereign mind all originate. His stillness is not a sign of passivity. It is the ultimate expression of his power. It is the silent eye of the hurricane, the calm, deep center from which all his strength radiates. It is the sign of a man who is not ruled by the world's endless demands, but is instead in dialogue with a much deeper, quieter intelligence. To be allowed into this space of stillness with him is the ultimate form of intimacy. It is in this shared silence that you feel the full, magnificent power of the beast, not as a roaring monster, but as a silent, conscious, and profoundly peaceful mountain. This journey into these 8 domains reveals a transformative truth. The magnetic pull you feel is not an attraction to a dangerous man, but to a whole one. It is a deep, soul-level recognition of a man who has had the courage to integrate all aspects of his being. The primal and the profound, the wild and the wise, the beast and the divine. This is the modern embodiment of sacred masculinity. This attraction is also a mirror. It reflects a longing within your own soul for this same wholeness. The part of you that resonates with his fearless authenticity is the part of you that wishes to be more fearlessly authentic yourself. The part of you that finds peace in his protective strength is the part of you that is learning to create that same safety for your own inner world. So do not see this as a mere preference for a certain type of man. See it for what it truly is, a compass within your own heart, pointing you toward your own path of integration, your own journey toward wholeness. Recognize this energy, celebrate it when you find it, but most importantly, dedicate yourself to cultivating it within your own spirit. For the ultimate union is not with a man who has mastered his world, but with the version of you who has mastered your own. And so, as we conclude our time together, I invite you to make one final, personal commitment. The journey of insight does not end when the video stops. It begins. If you wish to continue walking this path of deeper understanding, of conscious relationships, and of profound self-awareness, then seal your intention now by subscribing to this channel. Let it be a quiet promise to yourself, a commitment to honoring the truth you've recognized here today, and to continue the most important journey of all, the journey home, to your own sovereign, whole, and magnificent self.